What's up, 4th and 5th graders? Time for Stuff with Nick. Today we're going to talk about when you're mad at your parents. Now I know this is hard for you to believe, but it's true. I've gotten mad at my parents before. For a lot of different things. But especially whenever I was late for something. If I was late for practice, for school, to go to a friend's house, a birthday party, I would get so upset and sometimes even yell at my mom or dad.
Why would you yell at people like that? Who are you yelling at? Huh?
It's the 4th and 5th grade.
What did they do to you?
When we were in the car, on our way to some place we had to be, sometimes from the back seat, I would say things like this.
Mom, go faster, we're gonna be late. Mom, can you pass this person? Mom, the whole team's gonna have to run if I'm late. Why does this happen every time? You have any snacks up there?
Not the best look. And maybe you guys can relate with saying things that you don't mean when you're mad at your parents. Because after all, our parents are the ones that feed us, give us a place to sleep. I got mad at my parents, and I know that sometimes you guys get mad at your parents too. So we're gonna talk about what the Bible tells us to do when we're mad at our parents. In Colossians chapter 3, Paul's talking about this old way of life compared to the new way of life. And this is what he says the old way of life is like. You used to do things when your life was still a part of this world, but now is the time to get rid of anger, rage, malicious behavior, slander, and dirty language. After he says to get rid of that stuff, he says to put on your new nature and be renewed as you learn to know your Creator and become like Him. So when we take off the old stuff like anger and rage and put on the new stuff and become like Jesus, we're not going to do it perfectly, and it takes time. But he goes on to say this: since God chose you to be the holy people He loves, you must clothe yourselves with tender-hearted mercy, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. So what does Paul ask us to do? To take off the anger and the rage and to put on humility and patience. That's really hard to do, but think of it like you're taking off your old dirty clothes and you're putting on new clean ones. Finally, in verse 20 of chapter 3, Paul says this: children, always obey your parents, for this pleases the Lord. So are these things Paul's asking us to do when we get mad or angry easy? No, they're not. But he says that as we learn to do them, we'll become more like Jesus. So the next time you're really upset with your parents, you can stop and think. Take a deep breath. You don't have to let your anger control what you say or what you do. You can ask Jesus to help you, and you can remember that obeying your parents pleases God. And sometimes it's hard, but I can promise you it's worth it. At the 45, love is the name of the game. And that's not just when we're at church, it's when we're at home too. One way we can love our parents is obeying them. It's not saying things that are hurtful or mean just because we're angry at something. And so even when we mess up, we know that we can do better next time because Jesus loves you more than you could ever even know. I've messed up plenty of times, and I'm thankful that I've been forgiven for the mean or wrong things that I've said. Well, that's it. See ya.